Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing this look right over here. It's just a really pretty, dewy, pretty much affordable makeup tutorial, and we were playing with a lot of like pinky, rose gold tones. So if you guys are interested in how I do this look, then please keep on watching. Alright, so I'm just gonna clip my hair back. I just curled it, so I'm not trying to ruin my curls. First things first, I am going to do my eyebrows. I have my little brow styler right over here, and I'm gonna use the angled side, and we're gonna just fill in the brows. I just like waxed my brows tonight, so they're like super clean, like cleaned up and fresh. So I'm just like filling in the sparse areas. Really want like a softer brow look, nothing too defined. In between, I like to grab my little spoolie and just distribute the product and brush it out, just so it's not harsh. Notice where my hand placement is. It's not at the tip of this thing, just because if my hand was like this, I would apply it a lot heavier, but I want a light hand. So I just hold it at the very end and do little strokes. And then brush. I'm gonna do the eye makeup first, just in case I get fallout with the pigment. So I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, and I'm gonna do a tiny bit of this just to prime that area and remove any kind of discoloration that I have. I have really veiny eyelids. You guys, this concealer, the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer, is so good. It's only like $6 and it just works so amazing. I highly recommend. If you find the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer a little bit drying, I think you guys would really like this one. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of powder and just set this eyelid area with a blending brush. The brush I am using is from Colourpop, but anything will do. Okay, now that the tackiness and everything is removed, now I can go in and start adding our eyeshadow. I'm actually going to use bronzer for my eyeshadow just because I need a little something in my crease. So I'm going to go in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is it's just the original bronzer, not like the dark one or anything. And then I'm going to grab that same Colourpop blending brush, tap off the excess, and then I am just going to start putting this bronzer into my crease. We're keeping eyes very simple, like super easy. Anybody can do it. The bronzer is just going to add some warmth, and then it's also going to like contour our eye shape so it doesn't look like this, but it has like that warmth to it. I'm gonna go in with the Sleek Loose Pigment in Dazed, and I'm going to apply this with my ring finger. I like that it has like a pinky undertone to it because it's going to complement my eye color. I'm going to use my LC-E3 flat shader brush. You can use any kind of like synthetic or flat shader brush, just something that's going to pack on the pigment. I'm just spraying my brush with a little bit of face setting spray, and then I'm going to apply it onto my eye. Okay, that looks way better. I'm going to use the Sigma E35 blending brush. It's less dense than the Colourpop one. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit more bronzer and then just blend out the edges here. Do you guys know like those pictures where they have like those models just look straight out and then they just like have a shimmery eyelid and you can't really like see where it begins or ends? It's just like really pretty simple eye makeup. That's kind of like the look I am going for. Just touching it up a little bit. Okay, I want a little bit more definition along the lash line, so I am gonna just take out this super simple, like all matte basic eyeshadow palette. I talk about this and I use it like almost every single time I do my makeup. It's just an eyeshadow palette with all kinds of neutral matte shades. This is the palette I go for when I need like simple like defining or shading, things like that. It's super convenient and I love this palette so much. So I'm gonna go in with this brown right here, and I'm gonna use a smaller defining brush. Let me see if I can find something. I'm gonna use something like this. Just grab a little bit of that, and I'm gonna just take this along my lash line. Not really like my outer corner where I will like bring this up. I'm just focusing it seriously like just right here. I'm going to be blending it out in between so we don't have any like harsh lines. I'm gonna take a little bit more of that and just take it right here like this. And then don't worry, we're gonna clean this up later. I'll just show you a little trick that I like to use. Okay, so here is why I like to do my eyes first when I'm working with eyeshadow that day. I just grab a makeup wipe and just lightly tug my eye and then use my finger to clean up the edges of my eye makeup. This just cleans everything up and this gives me that winged out look. It's really subtle, but looks good. Let's move on to the face real quick, and then I'll do like mascara and everything afterwards. To prime, I'm going in with my Maybelline Master Prime Hydrate and Smooth primer. This one is one of my favorites just because it's really hydrating. It doesn't feel silicone-y, it just feels like a really thick moisturizer, which is what I love because I do have dry skin. So I'm just going to spread that evenly all over my face. And then once you start feeling a little bit of tackiness, that is when you want to apply your foundation. This will give your foundation something to cling onto, and it will last much longer throughout the day. For my foundation, I'm actually going to use the Maybelline Dream Urban Cover Foundation. Looks like this. Hopefully this is my correct shade. I'm going to wear Natural Beige today. This foundation is so good, you guys. It's like one of my faves. Highly recommend. I'm just going to squeeze some out the tube, and then I'm gonna use this Furless Cosmetics CB2 brush to blend this in. I just go in with a little bit of product at a time and just slowly start blending it into the skin. Just get around the eyebrows, be super careful. I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender and just press the rest of the foundation into my skin, giving me a super airbrushed look. And as you guys can see, this foundation has still that really pretty natural dewiness to it, but your skin will not look oily. It just looks really natural and fresh on the skin. I think this foundation is such full coverage. I forgot how full coverage it is, but I'm digging it. Alright, so I think that is good for now. I think my camera picks up a lot more warmth, but for the most part, everything is looking good. It matches me pretty good. Alright, so to conceal underneath my eyes, we're going back in with the e.l.f. concealer, and I am going to just apply this to the areas that I want to brighten and conceal. So just like that. Not a lot of concealer, just because we already did a lot of covering up with the foundation. So now I'm just gonna grab my beauty blender and blend this all in. I love concealer. Next, I'm gonna go with the e.l.f. Sheer Under Eye Powder. It's just like a translucent powder. Reminds me a lot about the Laura Mercier one. Secret Brightening Powder. This is like a dupe for it. Okay, so now I'm going to be setting the rest of my face with the Stay Matte Rimmel powder, just to make sure that everything is like set and not moving around, because I hate that feeling of like accidentally touching your face and feeling like foundation is getting everywhere. So we're just gonna powder our face, and this has no coverage to it. It's just going to set and mattify. And I'm using a big Sigma powder brush. To bronze up my skin and give me some life and definition, we're going back in with the Butter Bronzer. I am going to use this brush right here. This is the MAC 140S brush. Just looks like this. It's like a giant fan brush. And I always start at the forehead and then work my way around my face. Okay, so now that we're not going to be going near the eyebrows anymore, I'm going to just set them in place using the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Brow gel just helps them stay in place, so I just like to shape them and then they will stay like that the entire day. And so I just like brush them upwards and then kind of like do that. Amazing, amazing. Dang, my face makeup looks so good. This foundation is seriously so bomb. My camera is picking me up a lot warmer than I am, so I'm sorry about that, you guys, but I'm not orange. I just look really tan. This blush is also really similar to like a rose goldy kind of blush, and I really love this one. This one is from Colourpop and it's called Drop of a Hat. And it's like a rose gold with some shimmer in it. It's so beautiful and it just brings so much warmth to your face. So I'm gonna just go in with another really big brush, tap off the, well, I'm gonna press apply and then tap off the excess, and I'm gonna use a really light hand and just like dust this over my cheeks. Just like, looks so pretty. And then I'm gonna go back in with my foundation brush and then just pat everything in. This is the most expensive thing out of today's tutorial. This is the NARS Highlight and Fort de France. The reason why I chose this highlight is because it's really beautiful. Like, it's just so pretty. It has like a really pretty sheen to it. I didn't want any glittery highlighters, nothing like that. And I'm gonna apply this to the highest points of my face. You can just apply this to the center of your face, the tip of your nose. Before we do any lipstick or anything like that, I want to set all my powders and foundation in place. So I'm going to go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, and we're going to set our face really, really good, knowing that this makeup is not going to go anywhere and it's going to last all night. And then now I'm going to apply my mascara, L'Oreal Voluminous Original. I'm going to be very careful, trying not to get it on my eyelid. And I got some on my eyelid. Okay, if you get mascara on your eyelid and you don't want to ruin your eye makeup, just grab a spoolie and then just gently kind of like flick it off and it should come right off. And then I'm also going to apply some to my lower lash line. To my lower lashes. Now for the lips, I'm going to keep it like a matte nude pink, and I'm going to go in with the LA Girl Perfect Precision Lip Liner in Cafe. And we're just going to outline our lips. And then for my lip color, I love this NYX Lip Lingerie in Babydoll. It is like one of my favorite liquid lipsticks from the drugstore. And I'm just going to apply that to my lips. Like slightly blending it in with the lip liner, but not fully covering it up. Alright you guys, and that is the completed rose gold glam. I don't know what to call this look, but it's so cute and fresh. I'm glad I didn't do any like fake lashes just because I feel like the fake lashes will take away from the eye makeup. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video and learned something cool today. Let me know if you guys decide to recreate it or get inspired. I'd love to see your recreations over on my Instagram at Tanya Chaban. Bye guys. Mwah.